This is Outnumbered. I'm Andrea Tantaros, and here with us today, Harris Faulkner, host of Kennedy on our sister network, FBN's Kennedy. Jedediah Bila is here, and today's hashtag one word for that abuse. Welcome back, Charlie.
Thanks for having me.
Lots of things cooking this morning.
Oh yeah, great stuff. Markets. I interviewed I've been preparing for this my entire life.
Usually it's the other way around.
Well, no, I mean she's an entrepreneur, and that's we're going to be doing that at 2:20 on Melissa Francis'
That's
show.
one way of looking at it.
You could make a joke about Wall Streeters.
There's a lot of double entendres here, I know.
Well, much love for you. Glad to have
They
you
do
back.
something for money.
All right, you have such a hard job interviewing porn stars.
CEOs,
God, such a portrait in courage, Charlie. How do you get through the day? All right, sounding the alarm on Iran's nuclear ambitions a day before his big speech. All right, so Netanyahu's speech getting a lot of attention today. Harris, I want to go to you first. Netanyahu went out of his way to talk about the relationship that people say is damaged, and he did say, look, my speech is not intended to show disrespect, and he also said that the reports of the relationship, the demise of the relationship are not just premature, he said they're also wrong.
Well, he gave...
And what about what Rubio said, Charlie, chumming up to Khomeini? How do we survive? And that's actually what Netanyahu said today.
And you're saying, the personal strain in this relationship that unfortunately, these two...
Which I thought was pretty harsh. But then you have John Kerry coming out saying, oh, no, Americans sympathize with Israel. And I do think they respect Netanyahu.
It seems that the Democrats are trying to make this political. And the reason I ask that is if you look at the Black Caucus members who have said that they don't want to go because of the way that, attend the speech because of the way that the Prime Minister was invited, they think it's disrespectful to the President. And then over the weekend we saw Senator Dianne Feinstein say, well, I intend to go, I'll listen respectfully. I just don't intend to jump up and down because he doesn't speak for all Jews as he says he does. She was offended by that. She thought Netanyahu sounded arrogant saying that. But when our president goes abroad, he represents all Americans, right? When our Secretary of State goes abroad, he represents America, right? So I'm just curious, am I wrong about seeing it kind of coming down as Democrats drawing a line? Or
no, look, I think there's been a perception, Harris, for a really long time that there are hostilities towards Israel within the Democratic Party, and I think this is just exacerbating them. I also think that a lot of these members of Congress are feeling tremendous pressure from the president and the White House, who controls the political apparatus of the Democratic Party. But it's really foolish.
But there's also a wonkish debate inside.
All right, Harris, I want to go to you on this one. So as I mentioned earlier, it seems like to you because also a couple other instances.
Israel's back in a way that he should have.
The administration is not anti-Semitic. With this rift within the diplomatic community about Iran and its culture and its future, is it a moderate state? Does it have the culture to be a moderate state? And are there forces at which might become more moderate? I don't believe this is
the only way they're going
to Charlie. I understand. Okay, if you believe, say it.
I think it was on.
That ISIS unfortunately could be. We have to imagine if something like that is capable of happening
in Asia. So they remind us of what horrible things human beings can do to others.
And isn't it sad that King Abdullah is upstaging President Obama on this? I mean, I thought that was pretty. That he basically, by the way, there is common ground on that because when these folks and most Muslims do not want to wipe away history.
So where are a question that tends to come up? ISIS is kind of the symptom of what's going on of all of this. They're playing kind of fast and loose with their military, and we're trying to do a nuke deal with them.
Right. I mean, I don't think this. Else what? Are they going to hashtag on some cardboard? I mean, they have drawn red lines before, and so that is where I see a real threat.
Problems for Hillary. She's been in the news. It's never really been great news as of late, but I think she's got her eye on fundraising.
Wants to do this to fundraise, but there have always been ethical questions surrounding the Clintons for decades. Shady deals. I do think this is starting to get some traction. I think this is not the end either, Jedediah. I think there's more questions about these massive amounts of money that are being transferred into the Clinton organization. But my prediction is she won't say anything. She's just going to sit there and listen until the headlines on each newspaper keep saying she's still listening, and she's still listening, and she's not talking, and then eventually she'll have to start talking.
Kennedy, I don't think she's worried about looking at one person on the left right now. They're looking at Hillary. They're already going after her. I don't think that's a concern of hers. What do you think?
I don't think it's a concern either, but Michael Goodwin had a really strong point in the New York. And even, you know, the air she possesses as she saunters onto the stage at my beloved university, the University of California, Los Angeles, you know, where she gouged them for $300,000 for the same celebrity-driven nonsense.
You know, I think, Harris, the key is going to be her record. People are going to be looking at what were your...
It'll be interesting to see, would you want the country run the way they ran the foundation? Would be a fair question.
What I like about the Clintons is that they show no shame. I mean, she'll
None.
show
No
up.
shame in the Clintons.
I mean, I did not have sex with that. People how to make a lot of money in commodities. I can't. But, you know, here's the thing, and this is where the difference will be. He could pull it off. Bill could pull it off. I don't think she can.
Yeah.
The shame part is going to get her taking all that money from Goldman Sachs, this Clinton Foundation nonsense.
She doesn't have the likability.
Again, my toes weren't curling when Bush was speaking. I think he got a lot of softball questions.
I love it.
At the last time around, Mitt Romney. Scott Walker came in second this time around. He is, in my opinion, the one to watch.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Jeb Bush...
Here's why I think he's worried about Scott Walker. He does bridge the gap between the established. He's smart on policy, and he does speak to the establishment.
Yeah, this is the...
Traditionally do very well at CPAC.
Yeah.
All right. They lose everything.
Second, people.
One of my favorite moments on the...
I can't wait for this to...
And here's why. As the lucky guy, I mean, here right now.
You know what, Charlie, I grew up in Brooklyn, and I was surrounded...
young kids as parents, because we know that this recruitment is a problem. Look at
Mel Brooks used to...
job of a show like Saturday Night Live.
Well, I don't think they have laughs. Mel Brooks once said the reason why he did the producers was ISIS, these, you know, despicable. You know, there is a time and place. Slavery. I mean, there's certain things you shouldn't do. I think right now, knee slappers about ISIS, problematic.
Yeah, I'm not giving you the side eye on that.
There's a lot of tension in the Seattle locker room between him and...
On the Seattle side.
Come on, no, Charlie, come on. This is ludicrous what Marshawn Lynch is saying. Everybody in the world thought that they were going to give Lynch the ball.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't give him the ball.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And they...
But I don't want to get him mad at me, because if I see him again...
Well, I don't want beast mode mad at me either.
He'll run me over.
he just sounds like he's
crazy.
bummed.
He's crazy.
Sounds like a big
He's
baby.
upset with Russell Wilson and little jealous sour grapes, but unfortunately he can't replay the deflated game. All right, we are staying right here for Outnumbered Overtime on the web. FoxNews.com/Outnumbered. Click the Overtime tab. Back on the TV tomorrow at noon Eastern. Happening now. It starts right now.